Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those of us who are more creative. I am the furriest of E.L.F, and today is, well, I suppose, once again, it is a palette review, but it's also a bit more than that. I'm going to be reviewing everything in the E.L.F Cosmetics advent calendar that I got, but the main star of the show is this palette. Yes, bit of a weird palette, I'm not gonna lie, because it's called the Chocolate Eyes palette. It doesn't give chocolate. I don't know what it gives, but it doesn't give chocolate in my opinion. Let's get to the area of the first product. Okay, so I didn't get very far because this is the next thing. So I got the green version of the Power Grip and it was only a mini. This is practically the same, but it's got niacinamide in it, and as I've said plenty of times before, I wish I never got the niacinamide one because once I've shaved my face, it stings like hell. I'll be back in a minute. Flipping children, why do they come when I'm doing my makeup and I need quietness? Anyway, it does the exact same, and I love the Power Grip primer. I just wish I never got the niacinamide one because it hurts when I shave. The second product was I got the Luminous E.L.F Putty Primer. This isn't the Luminous one, this is the original one. I don't really want an Luminous primer all that much for drag, so I've put it away for something. But I'm gathering it's probably the same, it just gives a glow. Hopefully it still fills your pores like absolute hell, because this is brilliant at that. I just put it in like the areas where I'm porous, I guess. Which is obviously around here, which is where most people are. And a little bit on the forehead. It also, since you can see that hideous bad boy, it can also like flatten out any blemishes as well. So yes, I very much like those two priming steps. In fact, this is my go-to priming. Next product. Yes. Okay, and I'm back, and the next product is an E.L.F Putty Blush in the shade Caribbean. It is very, 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 very dark, and like not the colour I'd normally go for, but it surprised me because I did use it in my glam boy look as well, and it shears out quite nicely. You just have to work it out a bit, and it's got like a weird purple hue to it, which I never thought of a purple blush before. But I think I might get into it because I actually ended up really liking it. Anyway, let me do it, I guess. In fact, I'm going to do this side first and, you know, then do this side. Because I may screw it up, you never know. Okay, so this is what I've got it to. Normally I do like an ombre blush, and this would most definitely be in the socket of it as the deepest, but with it just being reviewing one blush, I'm going to just use this one. I just spat everywhere. Sorry. So I just built it up in the very socket. I tried to still do somewhat of an ombre blush moment. I just tried to like thin it out as I got further away from the socket area. It's very, very bright, but it does sheer out, and it has this, as I was saying, it has like this purple hue to it. It's not really showing that much up on camera, but in like person and looking in the mirror, it's got a weird purple under sort of view to it, and I really like it. I may have to look into purple blushes. Oh, for God's sake, stay. But it is very pigmented and a bit daunting to use. But I love most of the putty formula from E.L.F. I do have to still try their putty bronzers out, but to be honest, I can see how I'd like them either way, because I really like the putty formula. And I just try to go in again and try and make it a bit more ombre by putting it on more in the very socket. I then take the contour sponge and just buff it along here. To be honest, I still haven't really tried it out yet because I don't like change. But I am going to try at some point and do my blush before the contour, because it just makes more sense. But I haven't really gotten into the habit of trying it out yet. Okay. So yeah, I like the putty blush. I knew I would. It's so hard to describe because it looks like a dark rosy colour, but it has a weird purple hue to it that I really, really like, and I've never really seen a blush like it before. Anyway, next product. Okay, I'm back, and this is the eye I created. It's a bit weird, but to be honest, I think it's a bit of a weird colour story. I tried my best. Okay, so now I'm gonna see, I'm gonna show you how I created it. Okay, so I have a lot of stuff everywhere because I've used so many brushes. I started with by the way, I put that colour all over the lid, softly, as I always do. I started with this one here, and it's an orange matte, but it's got gold shimmer in it. However, it doesn't really translate. It's more of just a gold matte, to be honest with you. And I just put it on the inner of my crease lid thing. Like that. And then I took a fluffier brush and I buffed it out. I really should have. I will be back. Okay, here we are. This palette is it's got a lot of like fallout. It's pretty messy of a palette, but to be honest with you, it's powder at the end of the day, so. This is actually my first experience of like E.L.F eyeshadows outside the bite size line, and I think the formula's a little different, not vastly different, because it's still very usable, pigmented, as you can tell, and is good for the price. But I do think the bite size palettes, the little ones, are better. At least better than this one anyway. But yeah, like, it's basically just an orange matte. It's not really got much gold shimmer to it. Okay, I stopped about there, and then taking a fluffy brush, I did the outer corner, and because my phone is about to go off, I'm going to stop it. Okay, I am back. So, taking a fluffy brush, this also came in the calendar. It's a fluffy blending brush. Really nice feeling, actually. I should look into E.L.F eyeshadows more. I took this one in the corner. I've moved it way too close. This one here is a brownie kind of matte shade. It's probably got a bit of red to it as well. And I literally just buffed it out all along here. Just to get that shape. And I buffed it a little bit in to meet the orange shade. It's definitely not, like, I would definitely look past this palette. Like, if I saw it lined up in the shop, it's not something that would, like, entice me to buy it, but it's perfectly usable. I just think the colour story's a bit weird. Like, I can't really tell. Like, it definitely doesn't read chocolate to me, as even though it's called Chocolate Eyes. It's just along there. I then... Oh my god. So a bit like that. I may bring it up a bit further, but I don't know just yet. I'm just going to see how it looks with... when I find it again. I took a bit of a smaller brush and I went into the matte yellow shade. And I buffed it out. I think I might have took the creases up a bit further than I have, so I might have to do that. This yellow isn't particularly pigmented, really. You have to go in quite a bit with it, but it gets there eventually. I'm definitely going to have to go up with a crease. I flipping well. I bodged it. Okay, so going back to the other brushes, I am now going to attempt to move the... I don't know why, I don't know if my eyebrow is a bit lower on this side. It doesn't seem so though. But for some reason, the gap is way bigger. I think it's actually probably more the darker colour. Yeah. So I'm going to take that brownie shade again and buff it up a bit further, because for some reason, even though it doesn't really look right, it doesn't seem to be sitting where the other one is. Anyway, back to that yellowy shade. I didn't want it like solid yellow, so it's kind of working for this eye, but the fact that it is a bright mustardy kind of shade, that's what you expect. You don't expect a soft hue of yellow, so this matte isn't very good. But it works for what I need it to work for. And that's basically adding a bit of colour while washing out the harsh line of the two crease shades. Okay, I'm going to cut the crease. Okay, with that done, I took the silver shade, that one there, and this one is wow pigmented. Like, it works straight off. No spraying or anything needed. It's just really pigmented from the start. I did take it also down into the inner corner a little bit. It was a bit of a random shade to pick with a warm kind of eye, but the liquid shadow that I got, that I used in the inner corner, it is silver, so it had to put silver in it somewhere. Okay, so I probably went a bit further over, but it doesn't matter because I cut it off with another colour. I then took this shade in this corner. It's like a burgundy kind of shade. I really wish that they had names. It would make things a lot easier for me. This I literally put all along the side of it, up until about there, and I literally filled it in, as I always do. The shimmers I personally think are way better than the mattes in this palette. They're not all great, as you'll see for the next one, but they're definitely better, creamier and more pigmented than the matte shades. But there is a strange amount of fallout in this palette compared to like the bite-sized ones. Okay, with that done, I then took this one here. It looks really cool. It's like pink, but it's got like a purple shift to it. However, it does not want to work. Wow, like, it worked a bit, like putting it on with a finger and that, but it just shears out so much and basically turns to nothing. And so I really had to sit and build it. It's a shame because it's actually like a really pretty shade, but it just does not want to cooperate. It's so annoying. Let's see if you work with a different brush. Come on. It's just very sheer and patchy, but it does get there to an acceptable place eventually. But that is probably as good as I'm gonna get it. Where's the silver one gone? No, well, I'm just gonna use this because I'm just gonna try and buff them together a bit without the silver absolutely overpowering it, which it already is. Okay, that is as good as I'm gonna get it, I'm afraid. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what I do next. I did the eyeliner next. Sorry, yeah, I paused it before I even said it. I'm not doing it on camera. Okay, I'm back. So, I used this. It's awful. I normally really like the no budge sticks. However, this one in, is it Perfect Pearl? Yeah, Perfect Pearl. It's awful. Like, it takes off the foundation, the eyeshadows, anything below it. It's not that pigmented, and it just doesn't seem to work. And it's really weird because I've got a couple of the others and they're great. This, because it's so bad, and I know it's so bad from using it in the boy glam look, I literally try to stamp it in the inner corner only, because while it's awful on its own, it, however, it's taking off all the makeup underneath. While it's awful on its own, it makes a good base for like eyeshadow to go over it. Like, literally, can you see it taking off? Oh, it's so awful, and it pisses me off so much. Yeah, that's as good as I'm gonna get it. So that's the review of that. It's fucking bad. However, I have two others that are really good, so maybe it's just this shade. Anyway, so because it was so bad, I took the glitter one that I got from the calendar. Is it Bling Bling? I think so. And I use this as my inner corner highlight thing. And it did, however, even though it's quite blingy and all that on its own, over that crappy eyeshadow stick, it seemed to like bling even more. So it may be good as an eye primer of some sort, but it's fucking shit, oops, for everything else. And so I just laid it out a bit like that, and then I did the lower lash line, and I literally took this one here that I use on the outer crease and stamped it along here. I've been learning to go further down with my eyeshadow, so it looks wild in a minute, but when I have my eyelashes on, it's a different story. Okay, I then took the orange matte with the gold shimmer, which doesn't translate into gold shimmer, so it's literally just an orange matte, and I buffed it out. And I tried to get the liquid eyeshadow to go a bit further down into it as well. Okay. And because this orange is so pigmented, for some reason, even though it's lighter than that dark shade, it washes it out quite craziness. So I will go in again with it. Well, I have to then go back in with the orange brush because you then have the absolute divide of it. So I need to learn to be softer handed. Okay, and for uh, the my mind is gone. For the brow bone, that was it. I took a mixture of the silver and this one because I didn't want it to be really, really silver, but I did want a bit of it. Even though, as you can tell, the silver flipping powers through everything. It's a very, very good silver. That is way silver than the other side. Oh god, I'm gonna have to try and even it out. I just lightly sketched it, and then I took a fluffier brush and tried to blend it all together, as I usually do, basically. Let's try a different brush. Just want it to... No, that doesn't work either. It's definitely more silver than the other side. I'm going to have to add it onto the other side as well. This goes a bit further down, so I'm going to put a bit more on. Good enough. Okay, so I am now going to use the liquid eyeshadow again, and I put it, because that pink one really let me down, I put it on the centre. Oh, for God's sake, I have lost the brush I was going to use. I put it on the centre of it, over it, and because this eyeshadow can be like really, it can be like a soft glitterness to it, or it can be like really, really pigmented silver. So I just try to like sheer it over the pink, so I still got the pink hue to it. A bit like that. And I found that it also kind of looked like the silver was bleeding in to the other side, so it didn't look so there's silver, there's warm toned kind of thing. And with the glitter crease, it also looked like it was sort of like raining down onto the warmer parts of the eye. So I just softly like ran it through because I still wanted the colour, obviously. Okay, with that done, I then took the glue and was ready to put on the glitter. Literally, I just follow the crease like that. Doesn't even have to be that neat because this glue dries clear, so the phone is about to go off. I will be back. Okay, let's get stamping this glitter. So this silver glitter is from the brand Stargazer. I always used to buy from Stargazer as a kid because I was that proper gothic out there kid and absolutely broke in terms of money, so I would always get makeup from Stargazer because you can find it on like eBay and things like that, and it's really cheap but fairly good. And I literally just follow it, stamping glitter as I go. And because obviously I have that whole shimmer throughout my eye, it doesn't really matter fallout all that much because I already have glitter going through it. And there we are. Okay, I'm actually liking that look. God, Stargazer Cosmetics, it really takes me back. Okay, so what do I do now? I think I'm done, aren't I? Am I done? I'm going to probably put a bit more on this because for some reason that I think I may have put more silver on the other side because I can see like the orange hue coming through this one where the other one's like solid silver. I probably put a bit too much on it now. Oopsie. Let's try and work this out. Keep going down like that. This is why you don't mess with things. Oh, good enough. Anyway, by the way, I love the liquid eyeshadows from E.L.F. So I already knew that was a good product from the start. Okay. Am I ready for eyelashes? I think I am. I'm going to... No, I'm not. I need to put mascara on. I'm going to put my mascara on this eye. Put eyelashes on. Rhinestones, probably. Wig. And I'll be back. Oh. Actually, I've got one more product. I have no idea what I was talking about. I have so many more products to do. Lipstick, for starters. So this. Bright Arse Red. I don't know if I'd do a red with this look. I don't know. It may go. O-Face Satin Lipstick. I haven't really explored E.L.F's lipsticks all that much. When I put it on, it was great. I wore this for my glam boy look. I would never wear a colour like this out of drag. It's very, very like... It's strangely... You know when you have a matte lipstick and they can be a bit like difficult to put on? It almost has that effect to it even though it's satin. But I think, actually, you know, I think it just needs a bit of warming up and then it works like a satin lipstick. It's very pigmented, I can tell you that. Creamy. I'm gonna see if I can get it to You know what, actually. Alright, it doesn't look that bad with a red lip. Yeah, it seems alright to me. And the lip gloss. So this is in Bubbles, and it's a clear but really sparkly. However, I've somewhat ruined it because I have to put it over this lip. So it's probably going to come out more pink-like now, but oh well. I forgot how glittery it is. It's amazing. Like, I found a dupe for the Jeffree Star Cosmetics really glittery formulaed one, and these are way cheaper because it's really glossy and it's really sparkly. However, oh god, red lipstick, it ruins every lip gloss. But a glossy, sparkly red lip is sickening. It doesn't matter how much you rub it off, it doesn't come off because it stains. It does ever so slightly have a stickiness to it, however, I'm hoping that means it's long lasting, because many lip glosses that have that stickiness, a slight tap to them, it tends to be because they're longer lasting lip glosses. However, if it doesn't last long and it's got this stickiness, then I take it back and it wouldn't be a dupe. But yeah. So, I might, no, setting spray. It's got a nice mister and it smells delightful. It actually smells really nice. Hopefully it does its job because I really like the smell of that. Okay, so I'm going to put on my wig. And I'll be right back for my final thoughts. Hello there, and I am back. Ooh, feeling... Oh, my head feels like it's in a vice grip. Feeling cold, actually. I'm absolutely freezing, which is why I'm wearing a top under my robe. Normally, I would be half naked, but it's chilly. It's Britain. Don't you dare fall on me. Why? Thank you. Ugh, honestly. Anyway, so, my opinions on the palette, it's not exactly, I have no idea where I put it. It's not really my colour story. Formula isn't great. I prefer the bite-sized formula. It's clearly different and I don't really know what makes it different. However, it's usable. I've made a good little eye with it. Yeah, and the review on like the whole calendar thing on a whole, it's okay. It was okay. Like, it was cute. I liked that you got obviously makeup products and skincare products. I feel like there could have been more full sizes. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of full size stuff, but like when it came to the skincare side, I would have wanted, for instance, the full moisturiser and all that. I would rather than charge a little bit more for the calendar to give you the full size experiences. Would I get the E.L.F calendar again? Probably, because I love E.L.F. But I'm hoping that it's a bit better next year. Also, the packaging. Oh my god, the packaging on the E.L.F calendar is infuriating. It's so hard to get out. Like, at one point, fucking rude. How dare it cut me off like that? I still have my acrylic nails on. It was an absolute nightmare. It's a nightmare if you just have long natural nails as well. So it's some of the worst packaging for an advent calendar ever. It's just so annoying that it's hard to get out and everything. However, I did like it. I think it's worth it. It's not expensive, and I feel like it's one of the better, lower costing calendars. So like, the thing that pisses me off about calendars is that sometimes it's just filled with samples and filled with the shit that no one wanted and all that. However, on the more expensive side, I'd say go for Cult Beauty. On the cheap side, I think E.L.F. it would be the one to go for, because it at least gives you some full size products. In fact, most. I just feel like it could have been better, because E.L.F. is like, in my opinion, is like the icon of cheaper brands, and I feel like they could have done better with it. Other than that, I keep looking at myself in the mirror. I can't tell whether I like this look or not. Though I have to admit, maybe smaller lashes are the way to go. These are smaller for me. I know it means I'd have to look at people more in the eye, but anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you